There's a shift that happens in your 50s, and many of us start to prioritize how we're spending our money. And now that we're in midlife, we're established in our personal lives. Our kids are pretty much grown up. We're not having to pay to send them to all their different classes and drive them all over the place. And we finally have this time to spend money on ourselves. And that's what I wanted to talk about today, about the things that I absolutely spend money on now that I'm in my 50s. Now, I've lumped the categories into three, just for the sake of this video, to keep it organized for all of you. So I've got clothing and accessories, health and well-being, and then personal entertainment and enrichment. If you're new here, hi, my name is Lori. This is my channel, Ever After 50. I'm a midlife, full-time working mom. I also have a small business. I have 2 young adults still living in the home. And here I talk about all things midlife. I'm in perimenopause, I have PCOS. So if any of this resonates, I hope that you'll subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. Now let's get to this video. Do you have a closet full of clothes that you don't wear? That was me always in my 20s and 30s. And you'd buy things because they were on sale. You'd buy things because you thought it looked good. You liked the color, and you take it home and you never wear it. And a year later, it's still sitting in the closet. That was me. So I've learned over the years, actually, this started more in my 40s, to be very intentional about what I'm buying. And I'm mid-size. I learn what style looks best on me, and I know what colors look best on me. And I've always been more of a colorful person anyways with my clothes. It's very rare that you would see me wearing black. And I do always like to have some fun earrings as well. But I have learned now, quality over quantity. I want to be comfortable. I want to make sure that it looks good on me for my body size. And by doing that, you spend a little bit more money. And I'm okay with that though, because I know what I'm buying is something I'm going to wear. So if you go to the store and you try it on and you're like, you're not 100%, don't buy it, because it's going to sit in your closet and then you're going to end up having to donate it. So I'm just going to share here in a few slides some of the fun outfits that I've purchased recently. I did lose 30 pounds, which was a good excuse to go and buy some new clothes. And I'll share that video here, just talking about my journey and how I was able to do that. But so I did have fun getting some new pieces. And I love dresses. In the summer, that's basically what I wear pretty much every day. Making sure that you're buying stuff that's going to last. You will spend so much more money replacing things that don't last. So better to spend the money up front on quality pieces. The same kind of applies with your shoes, your purses, and your other accessories. I had probably, a different pair of shoes for every day of the week in my 20s. But now I am very intentional because, with these older legs and hips, I want to have shoes that are actually comfortable, but of course stylish. So I have a few stores that I know that I go to. I'm very selective. And again, you're going to pay a little bit more, but protecting the feet and the ankles and the hips is more important at this point in life. As far as purses, I'm not a believer in buying these very luxury brand items. For me personally, I think it's a waste of money. But I do have some designer brands. They're the low-end designer brands. And so I don't go crazy with the bags anymore. But in my 20s, I had matching shoes, purse, and outfits that I flipped around, on a daily basis, basically. And then as far as jewelry, I'm very selective also with the jewelry. Just buying quality pieces, is more important than having a whole bunch of stuff. Perfume. This is another thing that I definitely spend money on. Everything here in Canada, everywhere you go, is scent-free nowadays. You can't wear perfume at work. You can't wear it in the hospital, at medical appointments. And I get it. I'm not shaming anyone that has allergies or severe reactions from scent. That's fine. But I've always loved perfume. So this is the one thing, because, we can't have so much of it, I do spend a good $1 on perfume. And when I do go outside of work, I do like to wear it. Or if I'm on vacation somewhere, because I don't think every other country is as strict with the scent-free policies as we are here in Canada. It's literally everywhere. Everywhere is scent-free. So anyways, perfume is one thing that I definitely spend money on. I'll share a photo here of all my favorites. I'm an 80s girl, so I've got a few in my collection. Liz Claiborne, Obsession, and those are popular brands from the 80s. So Perfume is something that I definitely like to spend money on. Entertainment and we'll say cultural enrichment. As we get middle-aged, we tend to get more isolated, I think. We enjoy spending time at home and just being alone. And actually, I did a video about that too, about why it's important to learn to be comfortable doing things alone. And I'll share that up here. But we do get isolated. We just want to be home where it's cozy and we don't want to be out there, battling against traffic and crowds and people. But we need to make a point of getting out. And for me, I'm spending more money now on entertainment, I guess we'll say, and cultural enrichment. So I love to go out for dinner, even just going for a coffee and dessert, going to the theater, going to an opera, just anything to kind of keep yourself busy, keep yourself, your brain learning new things. And even like what I want to do is sign up for language classes. I want to sign up for a piano class. I mean, we spent so many years, you put your kids through all of these different activities, art class and music class and lessons and swimming and dance and sports. It's time for us to get to do some things. So that's something that I've been prioritizing as well now that I'm, midlife, and also just day trips and traveling. I often also will take solo trips, and because not everyone can always come, and I'm totally comfortable with that. Another video that I'll share here about why it's important to do solo trips as well. And I have made friends in going on my solo trips because I do go to Disney, and I'll share some slides here and videos, but, and I do meet up with friends, but even without the friends, I'm not with them every day. I go and I do things by myself, and I do go to the parks by myself. So I think it's important just to fill our lives with things that fill our own cups, things that enrich our daily life, and prioritizing getting out of the house is so important. Health and well-being. Do you find that you're spending more and more time at different practitioners? So whether it be chiropractor, massage therapy, physiotherapy, dietitian, eye doctor, dentist, all of these practitioners that focus on health, well-being, and longevity. I think we become more intentional with where we're spending our time as far as in the health arena, we'll say. And whatever we can do to improve our lifestyle, improve our health, and the longevity that we have for our lives. I mean, I'm 54. I want to be here for at least another 30 years. But at this point, I am focusing on not necessarily fixing myself, but supporting myself. And I mean, I do to some extent work on fixing myself because I do have perimenopause and PCOS, but I'm doing whatever it takes to extend my life as long as I can. I want to be healthy, I want to be active, and we start to prioritize all of these things when you get to our age. This stuff is really important. Now that I'm in midlife, in perimenopause, supplements are something that I'm not scrimping on. And I was lucky enough to have Do Not Age reach out to me. This is the brand. Don't mind the wind. It's very windy outside. So they reached out to me a couple months ago and introduced me to their products. And since then, I've been taking a host of other products. And so because I have perimenopause, I have PCOS, and insulin resistance, they recommended a regimen of supplements for me. And based on those conditions, what I've been taking is their pure berberine, and everyone knows berberine is excellent for reducing sugar. And I'm also taking, let's see here, pure D3, K2, and magnesium. And these are very common for people our age, which is recommended for anyone, regardless of what conditions you may have. And then 3 other very specific products of theirs. So pure TMG, this is this, and then pure NMN, as well as this one here, pure, I always say this wrong, resveratrol, and that is this one. Now, Do Not Age is not specifically a supplement brand. They are more a health and research organization. Their primary focus is to fund studies, do in-house research, and they use the purest ingredients, which maximizes the absorption and the effectiveness of the supplements. Each one of these little goodies here does play an important role, and they each have their own benefits. However, a few of them do kind of intertwine, and that's exactly what I need for the conditions that I have. Generally speaking, this grouping of what I'm taking, I mean, the goal is to improve metabolic function, improve my energy levels, a lot of different benefits, and I will share the links to all of these specific supplements in the description. I do have a discount code if you'd like to check out the products. It's Lori10, and you can save 10% off your order. So this is one thing in midlife that I am not scrimping on. Having pure, good quality supplements is really important. When I look around and see where my money's being spent nowadays, now that I'm in midlife, it's basically spent on things. Is it making my life better? Is it making my life easier? And is it making my life more meaningful? And if it doesn't apply in those three questions, then I don't bother wasting my money. But these three categories to me are the most important, because we all want to live as long as we can, and we all want to have the healthiest life. And for us at this point, it's more about just being very intentional about where the money's going and being very strategic, I guess we'll say. And if you're in midlife and you're going through similar things, I'd love to hear from you in the comments where you're putting your focus and some of the things that maybe you've given up. Let me know what you're now prioritizing. And if you made it this far to the very end, I appreciate you so much. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. And until next time, bye for now.